Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I wanted to speak about fear on the twin flame journey. It is such an important obstacle to overcome for twin flames because fear operates within us on many levels. It's also at the level of our security, the basic finances, our living situations, what is going to happen. A lot of us have paused the way we were living earlier in life. We have shifted out of that matrix illusion, and it's not something we've done consciously, but it's just that the way of life as it was going for you before you met your twin, or after your spiritual awakening, after you realize on your you're on the twin flame journey, that way of life no longer works out for you. You can no longer live the way you were living earlier. So, because of this intense shift that happens, it's not that fear is something also that you shift out of very quickly. You may be shifting out of 3D matrix energies, patterns, and behaviors, but it will take some time for you to shift out of fear based energies. Now, fear also comes out, in the form of our fear of being who we really are, our fear of shining our light, our fear of making the choice that we know is the most amazing choice for us, that is really going to in some ways uncover the bright beautiful human being that you really are, that you already know that you are. We are afraid of our own light, so that is again a fear that we have. A lot of us can be afraid of union. We can really be afraid of deep intimacy, our twin getting to know the real us, to really see us like soul, body, mind naked as we are with all our flaws. So lots of insecurities there, right? So fear of truly being seen by your twin, a fear of not coming into union, but there are all of these situations and this and that, and there is so much focus. I am very sad to see this, but within my own twin flame journey I saw this, that a lot of the focus of YouTube happens to be on the karmic partner or the karmic situations or the 3D situations. Oh, the twin is married, or the twin is getting married, or you just hear all of these sad stories about twin flames not coming into union or looping and looping, for decades sometimes. And you start thinking, oh my god, this is going to be my story. I'm going to be looping and looping and looping. No, you will not. Again, this fear of not coming into union, right? Fear of losing your twin flame, either to a karmic partner or to death or something like that. It can be anything. So these are just some of the fears, and a very major and important fear is fear of disappointing society, because now the life that you're choosing has no sense to the world that you inhabit. And especially in your transition phase of plugging out of the matrix and before you fully enter the 5D, in that phase where you have one leg in the 3D and one leg in the 5D, this fear can be the most crippling fear of being judged, of being boycotted. It is a fear that we have in our bodies and in our minds because of evolutionary biology. Back when we were hunter-gatherers, we needed to be a part of the society, a part of our crew or our group to just survive, because if we were alone, it was then that we really needed that protection to be a part of a group, so that we were not killed by wild animals or left behind. So this is not what we are like right now, but the fear is very much a part of your conditioning. It's a part of your autonomic nervous system, of your brain, that part of your brain which is focused on survival, right? Taoism has a very interesting distinction in the two types of minds that we have. One mind is the mind which is focused on survival and fear, and the other mind is the mind which is focused on freedom. So spiritually speaking, it is just that your mind always creates fear, because mind is linked to the ego, and your soul on the other hand has nothing to do with this. Your soul, or your heart, you can say, like there are so many words you can use, but essentially the idea is who you truly are deep within has nothing to do with fear, because fear is just what the ego mind has picked up. It has nothing to do with reality. So These fears you have to overcome on this journey, and this is not easy to overcome 100%. You have to first look at yourself. You have to look at what you truly want. What life do you want to create? What financial constraints have you put on yourself? What mindsets do you carry about money, about your sexuality, about who you are, about your light, about your talents, about how you want to express yourself to the world? It is such an incredibly difficult process to really listen to your inner voice. But once you start to do that, half your battle is won. Because remember that the challenges that we are avoiding, once you know what those challenges are and why you're avoiding them, most of it is just clarified right there. Awareness heals everything. All right. So these fears are crippling, but they are very possible to overcome. And especially this fear of being who you are, this is what the twin flame journey is really about. It is about uncovering all of those layers of conditioning and beliefs and fears again, and all the experiences that you've gone through that made you adopt a kind of a personality that was not suitable to who you are. In inner child studies, there are concepts of Jungian archetypes. Now, I don't want to make this very unnecessarily technical, or I don't want to digress so much, but essentially Carl Jung, the psychologist whom I really respect, because so much of his wisdom is Eastern ancient wisdom as well. I mean, it corroborates with what enlightened beings also speak of, and for him to come from that realm of psychology of the mind and everything, it's truly incredible. But he spoke of these concepts that we all have a type of a personality which is called a Jungian archetype essentially, and we do not relate to that personality. We stop relating to who we truly are within us because of the experiences we go through as children. So we completely stop behaving in the way that we were naturally meant to behave, the DNA that we held, or the way our soul consciousness was, a combination of all of that, who we were truly meant to be in this life. We go away so far from that, and we start to adopt behaviors which we think are socially going to help us or are socially approved of. So, because the teacher said so, or children laughed at me when I behaved in this way, or my parents didn't like this, or my parents didn't acknowledge this, or okay, I saw someone else behave in a certain way that got a lot of praise, and so I also start behaving like that. So basically all of us are people pleasers, and we've completely, abandoned ourselves in this journey. So to heal that inner child and to go deep within and to reclaim that part of you who you truly were. You were fierce and brave, and you know how children are, they are so fierce. They don't have any fear here. I know this sounds like I'm using the same word, but children are fierce in the sense FIERCE. Like they are courageous, and they go and they just do what they want to do, and they are experimental and they're curious, and that is your true nature. So the side of you that is still very curious and that is still very open to new experiences, to love, to romance, the side of you that is open to twin flame union, the side of you that is open to faith in this journey, the side of you that is open to surrendering, the side of you that is open to loving and to giving and receiving unconditionally to your twin, the side of you that is open-hearted to everything and everyone, the side of you that is compassionate, that includes everything in this planet, that does not reject anything. If you've seen a child, hardly ever rejects anything. Only when fear-based associations are created to certain things would a child be afraid, but otherwise a child hardly rejects anything. So this is the part of you that you have to uncover on this journey, that you have to let live again through you, that is suppressed within you, that has to be set free. So this is a journey of overcoming your fears, and remember that the channel of fear is the channel of 3D matrix, and for union, for your twin flame union, you have to be completely in the 5D, because union is first realized intrinsically, internally within you. You feel your union and then it materializes. So to enter that realm of the 5D, you have to leave the fears behind. Whatever these fears are, face them, look at them in the eye, and examine what they are basically evoking within you. and whatever they are evoking within you, that needs to be healed by you. So if you need any assistance and help on this journey, you can book a one-on-one session with me. It's very affordable. You can book multiple sessions, if you like the first one, and I will be very happy to assist you with inner work that is required on this journey, that is going to quicken your journey, and it's going to definitely put you out of a desperate energy, which is the energy of chasing. It's the energy of going away from your twin flame divine masculine and your union. So I hope this was helpful, and have a beautiful, wonderful day. Take care. Sending you lots of love.